Well, welcome to the show.
This is our view from the bench.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm Brendan, mop guy for the JV basketball team.
And I'm Corey, court cleaner for the Shuffleboard Club. And happy Thursday. And here we are in a new setup.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving. That's
Right.
true. I'm thinking about just Thursday.
Why else would you be here? You're visiting the fam in the area.
That's true.
We told you guys from the last episode that we might have something. We had to double check that we can get all the logistics figured out, but as you can see, we have.
We're here.
And we were going to do the episode together, show that we really are actually friends. We do it online because Southern California is crazy, and we don't live close enough. Maybe close enough to others, but not the way SoCal works. So
No, definitely not.
now that he was making the trip over here to visit his family, because he's originally from this area, he's excited to
G-Town.
do the thing. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, welcome, man.
Yeah,
welcome
thanks,
to
man.
the welcome to the set.
Woo.
Not much, still got more. Just moving in, so gonna do a little bit more to the stuff. But
It's a process.
yeah,
It's a process.
This is where we're at now. At least, so, how was your Thanksgiving? I know you already ate. I'm gonna eat in a moment.
Oh, I'm so full, and I have so many leftovers that I'm going to enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'm so excited. That's all I
what's
can
up.
say.
I know you've actually stuffed all your leftovers in my refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm kind
And
of
when I
glad.
went to go get when I
you
went to go
guys
get
didn't
water.
go to dinner yet, so I could use that space.
Exactly. When I went to go get water, I was like, "Damn, where's the?"
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Couldn't
it's
leave it
all
in the
good,
car.
bro. Honestly, it looked good. I almost took a piece of the ham on the way back, kind of snack on. So
Mm.
I didn't. I promise.
I have
swear.
enough. You could have taken
Okay,
one.
all right. Well, but I didn't. You got it all. You have it all still. So, but yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna be going to dinner in a little bit after this. So, but it was cool. We've seen a couple football games today. I know you watched most of, I think, the Lions Packers game, right?
Yeah, the first half was interesting to watch. Well, the first three possessions were the best. I feel like they just 1, 2, 3 touchdowns back and forth on each of them, and then that's when the madness started. Goff had that weird throw fumble that was returned real quick, and nobody knew what to do to
right.
it.
Yeah.
Then
We
he
saw
came
the
back
highlight.
later, and I think he had a pick or another fumble. Goff just was not himself today, and the Lions tried to do what they did last week, come back at the last minute, but ran out of time this week.
That's what sucks. And honestly, they've been doing really good. Obviously, they were 8-2 going into this game. It's weird that they're losing to the not last place. I think they were actually last place
They
in the
might be,
division.
yeah.
Last place in the division, and they lost big. But I have to tell you, Corey, this is actually fate. I don't know if
fate.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know if you've seen. Maybe this post has been going around Instagram. So I've seen it, I think, twice, and I was like, dude, this is pretty crazy. If this is true, I don't know. I'm not an astrologist or anybody who
no.
studies them, anything like that. But since November of 1966, yes, dating all the way back to 1966, whenever the Lions play on Thanksgiving and the moon is in waxing gibbous phase, they lose. This year, guess what? The moon was last night / tonight. What phase?
I'm gonna guess the Gibeus or whatever the heck you said
that's
was
it.
that was.
Yes, correct.
I don't
For
even know
the
what word you're talking
now,
about.
this is the 13th straight game that they've played where that moon is there and they've lost. So 13 in a row. I guess we know where we're betting next year, right?
We just got to pay attention for that moon schedule.
Yeah,
I guess more
exactly.
than the Lions.
I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, no, definitely. The Lions are obviously playing, so that way we know. What we don't know is what the moon will be like. I don't know if that's like super out
Okay,
in
but
the future.
if they end up playing somebody really good like the Chiefs, we're gonna go against that rule.
oh well, no, because they lose.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're gonna
then,
run.
yeah, hopefully
with
they
the
do
rule.
play really good.
Yeah,
Someday.
that's what exactly. That'll help us. They'll make it 14 straight.
We'll try to win money for once.
Finally, I know we had to stop the. I got 5. We were tired of lighting money on fire.
Ugh, for real.
We need
Jeez.
to kind of regroup and see where we were at.
I think we need to get a gambling crew or team to help us.
Yeah. Do you know what we should do? I saw this story actually where this lady had followed this professional gambler on Instagram,
Mhm.
and she basically she paid off all of her student loan debt and bought like a house or something like that with
That
it.
sounds like a good plan.
So she didn't even do it. All she did was just match whatever he did, and that's how she won money.
All right, we got to find a winner.
Yeah, that's what it's. No, what I did is requested to follow him the other day.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
because he actually has a private Instagram, so I had to request it. I don't think I got it, but
I'll
I'll
just
double
give
check.
it away for
No,
free.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we'll see. Anyways, more to come. If I do get that, then you know you can follow us for the I Got 5.
We're gonna try.
The next game that happened was actually a bit of a snoozer. I didn't get to watch much of it myself. Did you?
No, but
No.
we talked about it. There was nothing to watch. I mean, Cowboys dominated 45-10 was the final, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
just-
44. Yeah. We watched some highlights of the game. There was one highlight only, basically, for the
Cowboys.
No.
Well, the big one for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying only one, which Sam Howell snuck in a random
yeah,
touchdown because
Yeah, you were trying to figure out how he scored points in
I was
fantasy.
like, because he had, he's on the bench for the fantasy team, and I was like, I don't understand how he got 17. Yeah, 45-10 was final.
Right.
But yeah, he rushed in for a touchdown. That's pretty much the only thing that happened. However, on the other side of the ball, like Corey said, a bunch of highlights. They scored a bunch of touchdowns. Obviously, they finished with 45. But what was the big thing that happened today?
Oh man, he broke that record. I can't believe that. Blanton, right? Is that his
Deron
name?
Bland.
Blanton. Okay, intercepted it and ran it back, pick six for the fifth time. Fifth time.
In
just 12 games.
Yeah, 12. Records 4 before this in the NFL. So,
one every game or every other game essentially. for the
almost
season.
basically, yeah. Oh yeah, because if they've had a bye week, then pretty much. Because Matt Granted, they've had 11, so he needs to get one next week too. So that way it'll be nice and even. So
just get a couple more. Make it 10 of them.
Honestly, dude, that's crazy. I mean, he already has the record now. We were talking about it before this, and that's one thing that you just mentioned is that he doesn't even have to worry about the people saying that, oh, well, he had 17 games to do it, or even 16 games to do it. For the people that played all the way back in the day for 14 games, he could say that, yeah, I still did it in that
12.
Time. Yeah, if not 11, right? Depending on if they've had their bye.
11.
So I forgot what their record is, to be honest. So that's pretty cool. So that was pretty cool history. They smashed. So that was a fairly easy one for them.
As we expected, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Cowboys have done that. It's weird. The Cowboys either murder somebody or they just kind of hang in there and struggle.
Yeah, or lose like they did.
And it's
the
only the division opponents. It seems like that they murder because it's Commanders and the Giants twice, right?
Yeah, and they did lose to the Eagles, but they lost that game barely. They actually stayed in that game. The Eagles are 8 and
that was
9-1 now. So
Dak had 300 and no interceptions, and they still
he
lost.
actually had a really good game. He had one of the best games of his career, especially against a team that's elite and really good, like the Bengals.
Yeah,
and one of the best games of his career. Wow. And they still so it is what it is. There
doesn't work all the time.
No, it doesn't work all the time. Next game that's coming up though is about to start.
It should be starting here in a minute,
pretty soon. Is the Seahawks hosting the Niners?
Oh, it's in Seattle. Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't remember when I was talking to my parents earlier. My mom asked my dad, and I was like, I don't know where it's at. To be honest, I know they're playing, but I don't know where they're playing.
When I wrote it down, I actually wrote it as Seahawks at 49ers because that's what I had thought. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go double check. Yeah, no, I was wrong. I'm glad I did because they're at the 12th man on Thanksgiving. The whole fam's together, up in Seattle, just chilling. It's going to be a good game, honestly. Everybody's pretty much healthy. The Niners are the only thing that Seattle should be afraid of is the Niners are, rejuvenated with a couple of the trades that they've made. And Brock Purdy is just doing work right now. So I understand it's a system and it's a very good system. He's got great weapons, but somebody's got to put the ball there still. We've seen a lot of people in great systems still not be able to put the ball where it needs to go. So
the other thing too is I don't ever heard the last word, but it wasn't Kenneth Walker III questionable and even Geno Smith maybe.
Oh, okay. Dang, I did not know about Geno.
Well,
Smith.
I know Geno left the last game with a shoulder or wrist thing and had to come back, so I wasn't sure if with the first fast turnaround to Thursday if he was going to end up playing or not. But I guess if we haven't heard anything,
I have not heard
Geno's starting. But,
I feel.
But even then, on a short turnaround after an arm issue, you got to think that's going to be something the Niners are going to be focused on. And that defensive line with now Chase Young too is
elite already.
Oh
elite,
my gosh,
and they only got better. Yeah, exactly. Well, this game is not for the division completely. There's still plenty of football left. But right now, they said one game back. It's 7-3 Niners at 6-4. So if they can get this one, they'll tie in record and have the tiebreaker, obviously, in the head-to-head because this is the first time they've played this season.
Oh, okay.
So that'll technically put them in first place, even though they'll have the same record as the Niners. So this is a big one. And obviously, if it's the first one, that means they still have to go to San Fran or Santa Clara.
Yeah.
So you got to win. You protect your home. Protect the home field. That way you don't feel as obligated or as how much you need to win that game.
Yeah,
in Santa
for sure.
Clara.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that should be a good one though. I mean, even with Walker out, I mean, Seattle is basically built on defense and not turning the ball over anyway. That's what Geno does. So if he's healthy and they can do a thing, but like you talked about, Brock Purdy and that Niner offense since they've come back from their bye have been clicking, looking good, knowing exactly what they're doing. So I kind of expect them to take care of business, even if it is on the road up in Seattle with the 12th man.
And I think so too. Do you think it'll be a big game? I mean, like big game as in like big separation, or do you think Seattle will be able to keep it close?
I think maybe in the third to fourth quarter, San Francisco can stretch it out. I think Seattle can hang for the first half, but adjustments will be made at halftime. I think the Niner defense kind of really shuts them down after that.
They are very good. Kyle Shanahan is very good at making those adjustments that you're talking about, so that's understandable. I still see right here that he is. I see right here an hour ago he is active. So Geno Smith will play. Kenneth Walker is inactive. Zach Charbonnet, though, the rookie,
he's really good.
Yeah, he's been doing really good. I actually told the wifey to pick him up. He's projected for 13 points already tonight, even against this Niners defense. So
Dang it!
He
So
seems
that's
to
who
be-
got the backup for me. I had Kenneth
Oh, you
Walker,
had
and I had to
Kenneth
bench
Walker?
him. I
Oh,
was
dude,
trying to
actually,
find his backup. I couldn't
most
get
of the time,
him.
dude, this was an accident. Most of the time, I'm on top of these stories. This was an accident. I was just making sure the game's already started. I was like, oh shoot, do we have anybody playing today? And so that's when I went and go look, and I was like, she has Joe Burrow. And she was like, I should just drop Joe Burrow. I was like, yeah, just drop Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's
She's like, who should I pick up? I was like, I don't know. I guess Zach Charbonnet. A lot of people have been picking up. So
worked
hey,
out.
that was an accident. Most of the time, like the other ones that you did when you lost, who was the Chubb?
Oh,
When you lost Nick Chubb, that one I did on purpose. That one we got
damn. Chubb, and then who was the running back from Baltimore?
Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins. Yeah. And you're still in what, first place?
Third place now. I've dropped down a little bit.
Okay, but
I
still,
lost
dude.
to somebody with the tiebreaker, and then I lost 2 weeks in a row. So now
Okay.
I'm back a little bit. But
I
I'm
think
one
I've
game
lost
ahead
two
of
in a
you
row.
still. But we got one more matchup coming up. I
Do
think.
we? Okay.
One more.
Shoot. All right.
Maybe in a week or two.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It's on. I'm not talking to you that week, just so you know.
No episodes. That
We're not friends that week. Sorry. No episodes canceled because this is getting serious. But yeah, it should be a good game. I do think they win. I say they win by, what's the spread? I wonder. I'll go look at the spread right now. I say they win.
It's got to be like a low spread if San Francisco's on the road because you usually get a field goal for being at home, right? So I'm gonna guess Frisco 1.5.
7.
Whoa, on the road 7 on a Thursday quick turnaround. Okay,
I think that's why. I mean, they're both quick turnarounds. They both played Sunday, so
I'm gonna go. They're gonna cover. They're gonna cover that. They're gonna
Yeah, I
win by
think so
10
too.
or 12.
yeah, I say 10. I think 10 is it. Over under 43.5. So they think it's gonna be like a 20, like a 28 to 20, like an 18 kind of thing, or like a 25-17.
Oh, it just moved 6.5.
Ooh, I wonder what happened.
And over under 43.5. I don't know, man. That
Seems pretty low.
Really, I was gonna go under because I feel like Seattle will do nothing, and
Oh,
then
you
Frisco
think
will
they're
score
gonna
28 to 30, and then pull their foot off the gas.
I can see that. Should be a good game.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it pounds out.
Always love watching the NFC West.
Yeah, it's kind of a disaster depending on who's playing Cardinals.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks and Niners have been battling out for a while. They're both in the northern teams of the NFC West. Obviously, Arizona and LA in the southern portion. Yeah, fun to watch them. They like talking crap to each other too all the time.
Yeah. Plus, obviously we liked Pete Carroll when he was coaching SC also. So you kind of still have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, true. I kind of do root for him a little bit, but this one I actually don't really have a thought. I don't care. I really don't care. It'd be kind of cool to see the Seahawks win just to make the division a little bit more tight.
Yep.
Give the
Plus, it would give it would help the Lions have an opportunity to stay at the 2 seed because they lost today,
bums.
and then it would give the Eagles an even bigger leverage at the 1 seed because they only have the 1 loss still. So
Wow, dude, they're looking good, man.
there are some things that can be coming out of this game.
Chiefs should have won that game though.
Yeah, they should have caught a couple of those balls.
It was bad, bro. It was really
really
bad. Not good at all. We have some more stuff in NFL, but this is kind of one of our little bit different episodes, so we're gonna kind of keep it a little bit lighter. We had a couple days ago, anonymous NFL players poll was released, and there's a couple categories that we thought would be interesting to kind of talk about. One of the ones that's mostly covered was best player. We'll start there, and basically this is when the NFL players themselves submit their opinions, their personal opinions. So it's not like some writers or random GMs or owners. This is the people who are in the
Play
thick
the
of it,
game and know it.
doing it inside and out, day in and day out. These are the people voting, and these are what their opinions are. The best player in the league is Patrick Mahomes.
Duh.
I don't know if there was any suspense in that one. It wasn't on my part, that's for sure. I agree wholeheartedly. I'm not saying there aren't other valuable players or other really good quarterbacks even,
True.
but he's the best. He's the best. He has the experience now. He's
He's been to what? 3 Super Bowls, won 2 of them, been to 5 straight AFC title games and hosted all of them. What is there to argue about?
I mean, yeah, granted, you could say the team too, but really, the defense has only been good this year.
Yeah.
He's been carrying
And a
the
lot of
defense.
those-
I mean, they're not terrible.
No, but in a lot of those playoff games that they did win, he had to come from behind a lot of. Even the Super Bowl, they were behind the Niners and had to come back and win that game.
One of the most famous ones that he did come from behind, besides in the Super Bowl, obviously, is the Texans one. I saw there was
I thought you were going to talk about the Titans one because we were up 14-0 at the AFC title game.
Oh no, that's good too. 14, but they were up 24, I think, to
Yeah.
like 7 or 24-0 or something like that.
At halftime, right?
Yeah, and they, I don't think they scored again, and Patrick Mahomes just
What
didn't
could
let
have
them have
been?
the ball. Yeah,
If they would have lost that game to Houston, that means the Titans would have probably hosted the Texans in the AFC title game.
wow.
And that was the year I went to the NFC title game with Tim when the Niners played the
Oh.
Packers. And I told Tim, if the Titans win today and the Niners win today, we're going to Miami to the Super Bowl. Well, we didn't go to Miami because
Yeah.
I wasn't. He wasn't going by himself, and I didn't go.
Well, half that came true.
I know,
The
but not the
Niners
half
did
I
win that
wanted.
day. Yeah, that's true. Very true. The next one. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, so biggest trash talker, which I don't know if this is really any surprise or not, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That guy, I feel like I wish Brian Dawkins was still playing because he would definitely be on this list. That guy was the most loud and obnoxious person back in the day.
What is
so-
it? Why is it? Why was it always corners?
Well, I mean, if you think
or
about it,
defensive backs.
if you think about it, if you're a defensive back, you're guarding wide receivers who usually have the biggest egos on the team.
That's kind of true.
And if they do, they're going to think that they can beat you no matter what. So you kind of got to have the same
gotta chirp back at
attitude,
'em like
yeah,
that.
to
Yeah,
chirp
that's
back
true.
and kind of get at them. So,
That's true. That kinda
and
makes sense.
usually too, they're also a little bit smaller in stature compared to wide receivers. So I guess you got to come
bark
up
like
for
a
that.
chihuahua
Yeah,
kind of thing. Gotcha.
exactly. That's
All
got to be part of it.
Oh yeah, I had heard that he was a pretty bad trash talker, and bad as in like good.
Yeah.
It sucks that he's actually out for the season. I'm pretty sure he tore his pec or something like that in like
Ugh.
week 1 or 2,
Eesh.
something like that. So he was done for the season, unfortunately.
And he still got the vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So people know him obviously. Weird though. All right, next one. This one I wholeheartedly agree with. And
Agreed
Art,
as well.
Art. Let me talk to you, Art. Art, I know you are a big fan of the show, and I appreciate you watching and listening. But I have to tell you right here, I wholeheartedly agree with the players on this one. With the most annoying fan base goes to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Any other thoughts on that one?
No, I mean they're the
Any,
ones that we
any
always
dis-
talk about. They threw snowballs at Santa and they booed this and that, and that's how the Philly fan. And it's not even just Eagle fan. I think it's just Philly sports fans because they're all the same.
I agree. Yeah, but since it's an NFL poll, they obviously have to specify the Eagles.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would probably just say
Like if you could
Philadelphia.
just do a map of the United States, I think Philly would be in the top 2
Yeah.
or 3.
A lot of
most
players
annoying.
would probably also say Boston.
Yeah,
Because
they're pretty
obviously
harsh.
there's a bunch of like really harsh, diehard people. A little bit of racism sprinkled in sometimes, I think, as well.
little bit.
So that's always never fun. Never good. Condone that anytime you see it. You want to take the next one?
All right, so coach you'd like to play for, and again, this is
I
another
feel
one.
like this is
I'm not shocked either. Mike Tomlin, the guy wins every year. He's coached Pittsburgh 17 years now and hasn't had a under 500 record.
It doesn't look like he's going to be starting this year
And
either.
it's weird too. The Steelers are so good at hiring coaches. I think they showed a stat. They've had 3 coaches in like 45
Their
years because
existence then?
Cower, him, and Art Rooney. Right? No,
Yeah,
Rooney's the
no.
owner. Who was the coach? Chuck Noll. Right? Was that the
Noll.
guy coach?
No, I'll look.
I can't remember who it was now, off the top of my head. But I know those 3 guys have all coached for a long period of time, and they haven't had to hire very many coaches in the history. I'm trying to remember the team. It might have been like the San Diego Padres or something. It wasn't even football, maybe. But I just remember seeing how many coaches compared to another team, and it's like so out of the norm. Like,
Yeah, no.
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
Okay,
since
so that's-
1969.
all right, so there you go. That tells you all you need to know.
pretty
3
good.
coaches since 1969. That is insane. They know what they're doing over there, and they know how to draft. We've talked about that before too.
Very well. Especially wide receiver. They kind of missed. However you want to splice it up. We have some stats kind of going on later. I have a stat on this gentleman later, and I mean it in the nicest way. Of course, I don't mean this personally. I mean just what I see on the football field. Mr. Pickett is not an NFL caliber quarterback.
That is a
He
fact.
is just not good enough, unfortunately. So I do think they've missed on that one, but I would agree with you with pretty much anything else. From receivers to defensive players to coaches, they know how to hire and draft accordingly. So,
And then get
good for
out
them.
of the way and let them do their job, which is
Yeah.
what good owners do.
You know what else they know how to? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thank Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry, listen, Jerry.
yeah. Artie
Listen to me.
Moreno, you out there?
Oh my gosh, yes, please,
Steve
seriously,
Spanos, you out there? Shut up,
dude,
Get off
let them do their
sell
job.
the teams.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, that was pretty good. Coach you'd like to play for? Yeah, I'm sorry, that's the one you just did. Next one. This one I kind of remember we were talking about this when a bunch of injuries were going down, and
At
this
the
is kind of
Meadowlands specifically.
yeah
for
at the
a while
middle
there.
exactly, which we'll take next one. Is turf like a real concern to the players? 82.7% of the players say yes. The artificial turf that
That's a
they play
lot.
on concerns them in some way, shape, or form, and most likely, obviously, for injuries, specifically for lower body ligaments and joints and stuff like that, because people be getting hurt left and right. In fact, most players that get hurt are the ones that play for those 2 teams.
Yeah.
You see, Aaron Rodgers played 4 plays, I think it was 4
Yep,
steps
4
before he tore his
steps.
Achilles. Saquon Barkley got hurt there as well, missed a couple weeks this year. Also has missed seasons, been
I was
weeks
just gonna
before
say, not the
previously.
only time.
So it's I don't know how they go about fixing it, but they need to definitely look at it. There's nothing wrong with playing on grass. You just need to figure out. It's 2023. We can't figure out how to grow grass.
And I don't
Are you kidding
understand
me?
it. I mean, the Cardinals have a thing where in Arizona, I know it's a different state and different climate, but they pull the field out on a tray into the parking lot
Yeah.
to take care of it, and then that way the stadium can do whatever it needs. There's got to be a way to figure that out at these other stadiums.
Yeah, and you can say that. Well, the real estate is so expensive in New York that there's no parking lot. And maybe I've never been. Have you? Been?
I mean, there's got to be a little bit of park because it's in New Jersey, but even then, can't be as much as we're used to here in California. A lot of these people who go to these games commute through the subway and buses and all that kind of public transportation on that side of the country, or at least that part of the country.
There's no tray to pull out. Bro. There's no room. There's no tray. So, next one.
All right, best stadium to play at, which I kind of am shocked, but also not. It's kind of an older stadium, but it is one of the loudest, and that's Arrowhead, where the Chiefs play.
Ah, yes.
One of the loudest, and we haven't been to a game there, but we've seen the stadium because we went to the Royals.
It's really nice. The area is just like super sportsy.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Old school, share the same parking lot. Kind of gives you that feel of the Warriors and A's when they were both in Oakland.
Yeah,
same parking lot, they're right there.
Comparison.
And it does. Again, it's not anything new and fancy. It's been there probably 40, 50 years, but they obviously have kept it well and in good shape. They're winning, and the crowd is as loud as hell. So it's a good environment to be playing.
You know what's kind of close, although there's not really sports there anymore, and they're not really in the same parking lot, but you can kind of see them from each other. Is SoFi and the
Forum.
The Forum. Thank you.
And soon to be Intuit Dome as well, because they're all going to be right there.
Right there. Yeah, I'm glad that the Clippers aren't moving into the Forum. They don't deserve the Forum.
They own it though. It's weird.
I'm just saying it's our hollow ground.
That's why it would be weird for them to demo it when they first bought it. That was like a rumor. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, we would have hated them forever. I mean, not that I don't already.
Curse them even more.
Yeah, right. Exactly, 100%. And the last one kind of goes back to the one that I had previously stated.
Yep.
The worst stadium to play at, all the players have voted, is MetLife, where the Giants and the Jets play. So that turf is a huge concern to these players, apparently. I hope that the PA makes it a point to voice their opinions about it, because it's a big concern.
I'm assuming this is something that has to be collectively bargained, or does it just because each stadium can do their own, it doesn't have to be? I don't know how that
that's
works.
my guess. I don't know.
Because not all stadiums are turf, obviously.
No, obviously not. The grass ones are the better ones. Obviously, that's one of the ones.
And didn't we talk about they're going to have a soccer game there, and they're going to put natural grass in for the soccer game?
For the World Cup.
So then
they're going to do it for the World Cup. That's what the players are saying. The players are saying,
if you can do it for that, why can't you do it?
So you care more about the other people that are coming in, other people who play here week in and week out, not the teams who actually even own the building mostly, right? I mean, I know it's probably a bunch of public funding, maybe
a lot of it,
but a lot of the owners put billions into it as well. So I don't know. I don't like it. I wish they would just change it all to grass if that's what it was. Although I had read a statistic that it was such a minuscule percentage that it made a difference. It was. And as far as like percentage of occurrences, it doesn't happen particularly more often all the time. If on the turf as compared to grass, it does happen more, but it does. It's like 0.2. It's not. It seems like some insignificant. It wouldn't even be anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we want to kind of keep it in the polls. No, not the political polls. This is sports, man. But it's also Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah.
So we want to kind of do like a little mini Thanksgiving poll.
There we go. Top 5.
Yeah, we're going to do a top 5 of our favorite Thanksgiving foods. I'm going to let you go first because you've already eaten. So you can kind of recollect what you've just had, and you'll be able to kind of lay it out for us.
I'm just thinking
nicely.
what I brought as leftovers in your fridge. Can I go look real quick?
Yeah, no, of course. But would you prefer I go first?
No, not at all. Not at all. I know what I had today.
Okay.
All right. So are we ranking them 1 through 5 or just top 5 in general, not in a specific order?
I'm doing them in order. I'm going to do 5 to 1 when I count mine down. So you can do it in 1 to 5. You can do it 5 to 1, or you can do no specified order. But as long as you let us know so we follow along.
Okay. I will do 5 to 1, though.
Okay.
I'll go backwards as well. So 5. Okay. There's so many good things on my plate today. Okay, I gotta go back. I gotta start with 1 then, because I know what I love the most.
Okay, go 1
Number
to 5.
1 is stuffing, because my grandma from my dad's side used to make stuffing, and it was the best. And then about 10 years ago, she decided she was done cooking, so my dad took it over and has hit it ever since.
Oh, sweet.
Perfected the recipe that my grandma used. So even though she is now passed, we still get to enjoy it.
Yep.
So that is my number 1 favorite always.
Quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I try some?
Yeah, of course. For
Sweet.
sure. I've got plenty, so no problem.
I just want like a couple bites.
Number 2 is going to be my other grandma who's still with us. She makes these awesome either sweet potatoes or candied yams, I guess, depending on who you're talking to or what the definition of those are, but
Gotcha.
she made 2 whole trays today. There's only 4 of us at Thanksgiving, so
Oh,
I've got plenty of leftover. If you want to try one of those,
Yeah, I'm down to try that too. Yeah. Actually, can you just leave your food here? Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I want to eat some of it though. And then let's see, number 3 would probably be my mom's cheesy potatoes. She makes like with like frosted flakes on top, not frosted, corn flakes on top, and cheesy like hash browns underneath.
Dude, a nice
It's
crunch. Oh, hash brown?
it's like hash brown shredded potatoes. Yeah, and the best thing is a day later after they left over in the fridge and they like soak it all in and you heat it up. It's even better the next
Damn
day.
it, I can't have any of
So
that.
I'm excited for. Oh yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
can't eat the cheese. I can't try some of that though. I'll try the other stuff though.
All right, for sure.
Okay.
Let's see, that's 3. So number 4 would probably be the ham because we usually have a honey baked ham. Since there is one near the pawn shop, they do tend to get one. So it's always nice to have that. I enjoy ham more than I do turkey, I feel
Same.
like. Even though I do eat some, but
Yeah.
it's not on my list.
Because you have to. It's like Thanksgiving. You're, like,
Exactly.
obligated. you know?
Exactly. And then my last one would probably be I've done enough potatoes, so I don't want to do any more mashed potatoes. Probably if we're including the desserts, I'm going
not.
pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie is my last one because that's the way I top off the whole meal at the end anyway.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. I'm not. I have a separate question, but you've already answered it. So we're moving ahead. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna rank mine from 5 to 1.
all right.
And this might change if I try your dad's right now. So number 5 for me is stuffing. The reason why is because I prefer bread as bread, which is why number 4 to me is rolls. So stuffing is fantastic. That's why it's even in my top 5. There's plenty of things that I would rather not eat.
Gotcha.
That's why stuffing's there. But then I like rolls, like nice buttered rolls, bro, nice and warm. Out of a little
Yep.
basket that has a little napkin on it, kind of thing to keep the, you know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
get those out.
It's almost like
buttered
you're
up.
at the restaurant with those refill baskets. and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
My
okay.
grandma makes some handmade jam, so sometimes we would go over there and put some jam in the middle. Oh, dude, so good, so
There
good.
we
So
go.
love the rolls. Number 3, I used to be able to eat this a little bit more. Now I have to kind of go different about how I make it. See, this is my current one.
Yeah.
This is unfortunately, there's plenty of things I would rather eat, like what would be number 1. I'll tell you that afterwards. But unfortunately, no. So right here is mashed potatoes and gravy. Because
Good
I
one.
just love me some mashed potatoes. And I like, okay, how mashed do you like your? Do you like chunks of potatoes in your mashed potatoes? Or do you like it super whipped, like you can almost drink it?
I
Not
don't like
drink
it.
it
I
to,
don't
like,
want it
to where
that
it's thin.
Yeah,
but
I don't
mean,
want
like,
it that
to where
much.
you don't
But
have to
I
chew, is what I mean.
don't. But I don't necessarily mind having the skin in there too. Like
Okay,
sometimes
same.
the skin chunks or whatever. Not
Same.
necessarily chunks of potato, but the skin in there and cut up is fine with that.
Okay,
That's good.
same. Okay, I like that too. Okay, number 2, and this is because I found one that I make that I love. I have to figure out how to make a vegan version, but I included it here because I have figured it out. I just use the vegan products. I prefer to make it non-vegan, but I make a killer. I forgot whose recipe it was. I think it was, I don't know, some Martha Stewart type lady. I don't think it was Martha. Maybe she has something similar. Is a green bean casserole. So I make this
Ooh,
like very
okay.
specific green bean casserole, and the way I make it is the way I love it, and so that's why I have that one at number 2.
All right, makes
And
sense.
at number 1 to me, I'm a huge meat guy, so that's where I have the meats, man. Is number 1. I like
Wow,
turkey
okay.
and ham at the bed. That's my favorite thing to eat. And the reason why I kind of put it and think about it this way is 1, 2, and 3. Like if I can only have 3 of these, I can have almost a complete meal. I got the meat, I got the potatoes, and I got the green beans, right?
That's
As my
true.
1,
That's
2, 3.
true.
So that's kind of how I was thinking. The bread is fantastic. Of course, rolls and
Yep,
stuffing are good.
Absolutely.
But if I only get 3 of these, I'm choosing. I want the meat. I need the meat. I want that protein.
That's so funny. I had meat at the bottom of my list. I think almost.
Yeah, I think you have ham at like 4. or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that,
I did.
I mean, it's included. I mean, it's there. But what would have been an honest number 1 for me is mac and cheese. But I can't have mac and cheese anymore. And vegan mac and cheese, because cheese is the main thing of mac and cheese. Vegan cheese is
not the same.
It's not cheese. So vegan mac and cheese sucks, and it's a good replacement for when I'm craving mac and cheese. I can whip up a box of like Annie's or something like that.
Yeah,
But
true.
other than that, it's not a replacement for mac and cheese. So moving on from that. You already answered this question, but this is what I wanted to ask you. Sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie? So you
Ooh.
said pumpkin pie, but I don't ask you the question if you had to pick one. You probably just picked the more traditional, at least for our folk, pie that's served at Thanksgiving. So if you have the option, though, are you choosing sweet potato or pumpkin?
No, I'm going pumpkin all
Pumpkin,
day.
okay.
Now, I did hear somebody
You can go
talk
ahead and
about
leave.
this.
I'm just kidding.
I did hear somebody ask this question today. So if they gave you these 4 pies and you
Okay.
had to get rid of one forever, which one would you get rid of? So
Okay.
it's sweet potato, pumpkin, apple, or pecan.
Pecan.
Yep. See, I did the same thing. I didn't even hesitate.
Not any nuts.
I don't want crunchy pie.
No. Nah, I mean, I don't really like pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin stuff. Every year I try pumpkin pie. My wife makes fun of me for it. And I actually try things that I don't like kind of often just to see if
Just
I
to
start
make sure.
liking it. Yeah,
I mean,
because
taste buds change.
that's what I'm saying, right? So I'm waiting to start liking pumpkin pie. I just don't yet. So every year Thanksgiving comes around and try a piece. I don't know if it's the texture because I do like pumpkin. Like,
Yeah,
I like
that's-
pumpkin bread. I like pumpkin like muffins and all that kind of stuff.
Even, do you try it with like ice cream or whipped cream?
Well, I can't eat ice cream,
Oh,
but I would be down. I used to try it with like
Okay.
whipped cream because that's good. But yeah, I don't like. One thing that I actually got close to is Coco's has like this thing called a harvest pie.
Ooh.
It's like pumpkin, but it's also got like this like other like style ganache, and it's like a little bit
Ooh,
more
okay.
rich pumpkin. Anyway, that
Interesting.
one's pretty good. So that one's okay. That's the closest I get. So I'm choosing sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is so good, bro. I didn't really know it until later, but I absolutely love it, to be honest with you.
Hey, whenever you find something that's good, you take it. Doesn't matter when
100%.
you find it.
Yeah, 100%. I liked it, and I've been eating that. I would choose that over. To be honest with you, I really don't. I would choose a fruit pie over these two. I like apple or like a cherry or something like that.
Blueberry
Actually,
would be good.
yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Oh, blueberry pie sounds good. You know what I have? Wifey and I went yesterday actually at Carnation Cafe. I've talked about this 100 times. They have a peach pie.
Oh
I
yeah.
had that yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's so good, bro. I'm just telling you, if you ever randomly are there, get that. Okay, so enough about us. Moving back to some
Oh,
sports.
no more food talk. I'm full.
I know, right? I'm hungry now, so I can't freaking wait to go eat. Couple storylines. We're gonna keep it kind of simple today. We don't have much to talk about. It's right at the heart of the seasons and stuff like that. Storylines are still really being built, but we have a couple things to kind of talk about because there's some stuff that actually has happened. The first thing that I want to talk about is one of the teams that you really talked about and that I talked about earlier was the Steelers. They fire their offensive coordinator. I think it's a Kenny Pickett problem, but I could be proved wrong. Maybe it's a Matt Canada problem.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a little bit of both too. Maybe just a fresh start with a new coordinator. And even it's weird that I think I heard something that the Steelers hadn't fired a coach in the middle of the season or anything, and it's like
Wow,
a long time. Like
that's
it's
how
been
bad it is, man. It's bad
because they're again we talked about how they hire really well. So they're one of those old school franchises like they let you finish the year out and then they'll move and change at that time. But this offense has been so. I mean, we talked about they've been outgained in every single game and they're 6-4, which makes
their
no
defense
sense.
is literally the only reason why.
Yeah,
they win.
and Najee Harris was talking about after the game last week. We can't keep winning like that, and
He's
especially when it comes
frustrated,
to
with how the offense is.
I
because
understand
it's
because
extremely stagnant.
he can't run if they can't throw. Vice versa,
They're
have
gonna
to
stack
have
the
both.
box.
Yeah,
because that's the only thing they can do is hand it because
they're gonna
Kenny
go
Pickett
first
can't
down,
throw
second
it.
down, and make Pickett get the long third down, and he can't do it.
Third
So
long,
they're gonna
gone.
move on.
We're gonna skip ahead to that. Speaking of Pickett, this is what I'm talking about. Pickett this is a crazy stat. Okay, this is how bad they're doing. There are 315 quarterbacks that have thrown at least 500 pass attempts since the NFL AFL merger.
Okay.
Only one quarterback out of all of them has thrown a touchdown on fewer than 2% of those attempts. And that's
2%.
Mr. Kenny Pickett at 1.9. So 1.9% of the time that he throws the ball, it ends up being a touchdown.
Oh my
The lowest
gosh.
in AFL NFL merger history.
Dude, how is that? How is he even an NFL quarterback? I mean, is Zach Wilson even that bad? Or
No, obviously not. He's the worst.
oh my god!
I mean, I don't know if Zach Wilson has 500. That would be
That's
the
a
only
good
thing
point. He might not.
But I think he's been. Yeah, I mean, I think he's been pretty close.
Wow.
So it's pretty
That's-
atrocious. I mean, I know you have to start. You can't really just fire the quarterback in the middle of the season. It's not how it. But I'm
And they
thinking
don't
maybe they
have
do what the Raiders
anybody
do and bench
else.
him. They don't have anybody.
Well, like who are their, I don't know who their backup quarterback
I mean,
is
yeah,
because
they'll
for the
have to
longest
be.
time, remember they had what was the guy who Myles Garrett hit with his helmet over his head a couple years ago? The guy that was playing.
Mason, no.
yeah, something. Mason,
Rudolph?
Yeah, Mason Rudolph was a quarterback, and then I don't. But it was him and somebody else was going back and forth, and then they finally drafted Pickett. But even then,
Trubisky.
oh, Mitch Trubisky. Oh,
And
Mason
then Mason
Rudolph is
Rudolph.
still there.
Yeah, third string though.
Oh my god,
Dude, run with Trubisky.
I mean, I can't imagine it could be worse. Like he's
Right?
run an
Dude.
offense before.
Pickett is doing.
I feel like
horrible.
Trubisky can move out of the pocket pretty well.
A
If
little
I remember
bit,
right?
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
if they plan it right,
Well,
on
he
the
had to in
offense-
Chicago.
Yeah,
he had
that's
no
what
other
I'm
fucking
saying.
choice.
So if
Otherwise,
you-
you die.
Huh, weird. I don't know why Trubisky.
I think that's what we're going to do. They don't want to ruin the the confidence, right, of their young quarterback. Because if you can turn this around with a different offense and a different like offensive idea,
That's true. Then
so you give him a new coordinator, let him finish out this season probably.
and if it doesn't improve whatsoever,
or if it's really bad and you're close and you're like, damn, dude, like we can make the playoffs and we need to win this game, then you got to put Mitch in. But maybe you test the water, see if a new style offense
new voices
works
sometimes in there just kind of get you going.
Yeah. See if that works for Pickett.
New set of eyes looking at the game plan.
100%. See if that works for him, and if not, then you can move on from him. Whether that means Mr. Trubisky
but
gets
the
the job again
problem
next year or you draft.
Yeah, but that's the problem. If they're going to make the playoffs with this roster, they're not going to have a good draft pick. So,
but what do you do? You don't forfeit the season,
No,
right? Because you want a good quarterback. That's doing the disservice to the football gods, right?
Yeah, agreed. I just don't know what you just got to hope for the best. I guess I don't know.
I guess
There's been a lot of quarterback injuries, so who knows by the time we get to the playoffs who the quarterbacks in the AFC are? Maybe Pickett's the best one left.
I mean, Steelers have 6 rings. Who the hell cares if they win or not? Honestly, you guys have them tied for the most. So
I just want one.
Y'all are fine. I know, for real, same. That's okay. I've watched my favorite quarterback win 7, so I got to celebrate World Series, Super Bowls, in that kind of sense. I mean, I have celebrated World Series.
We have. It's a long time ago.
Even as
we
an
didn't get
Angels
to
fan.
celebrate with any like alcohol. But...
No, I was like
we were like
middle
12 or
school.
13.
Yeah, but that's okay. I was still there. Even with the freaking Angels one, it was only the next year.
Yeah, it was next year. Right, 2002. That's true.
So we haven't got to celebrate it, but no, I was talking about Super Bowls. I've been able to celebrate the Super Bowls, just not necessarily my favorite team. Just my favorite player. So
not quite the same, huh?
No, not quite the same. It's not quite the same. But that really kind of goes to show how bad Kenny Pickett is really doing. So we'll see if this offensive coordinator change will actually do anything. I don't think it will.
Probably not.
Somebody who actually has like a really bad, in my opinion, like depiction of him right now as possibly a bust already is Bryce Young in Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, the Panthers don't look good themselves, obviously, and he hasn't been looking good himself to the eye test as well. But there's a little bit of advanced analytics that have come out in the past like week or so that really say otherwise, to be honest with you. I had read this a little bit. Give me your opinion on this, man. Tell me what you think this like really means.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to really explain because I was trying to figure it out earlier reading the doc, and I was like,
you're like, what? Okay,
so
Bryce Young has the highest percentage of passes charted as highly accurate. Okay, so passes charted just means passes like followed, right? Obviously, so which ones are they followed? He is the highest percentage that are okay. He put it where he needed to put it. Okay, but he has the lowest percentage of throws where his receiver has open separation. So of the amount of times that he's getting it accurately there, he also has the fewest amount of times that his receiver is actually
able to get it. Yeah.
Because there's no separation by any of his receivers. Well, they gave up DJ Moore.
But it was to get
him. I get it, but I'm just saying that's one thing that you got to worry about. And one of the things that the Bengals did right away is, you got to protect and you got to have your quarterback. And I understand that.
Weapons too.
But who the heck is he going to throw it to? Adam Thielen, bro, no offense. Great receiver, great but number older. 2 receiver, and he's older. He was really good in Minnesota when he was opposite Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, and then even the last year or two he was there, he slowly was faltering down.
So he's not a number 1. He's like a 3 now. He was never a number 1. He was a 2 max. So I mean, that's the best they got. And like I said, no fault to him. I think he's a good receiver, but I don't know. I think he needs to. I think they need to give him some more weapons. So don't jump on the bust train quite yet, right? What do you think of this stat? I mean, do you think that makes sense?
No, it does make sense, but it's also that means that the wide receivers aren't very good, and he doesn't have anybody who is good enough to get any kind of separation to give them an opportunity to make the catch. So regardless of how good his accuracy is, if they're not open or have no separation, there's no opportunities.
Yeah.
And
if you're getting tackled basically as you're trying to catch it.
And if you're Bryce, you can only wait so long before you're either going to get rocked or you're just going to throw it away and waste it down. So you might as well at least throw it to where you know you're supposed to. And it's not your job to run the route either. You can't do both things at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't know. I just feel bad for Carolina because they're going to end up at a low pick again, but they don't have it. They traded to Chicago in order to get Bryce. So I don't know how you're going to get any real weapons for him there by the draft, unless there's somebody in the 2nd and 3rd round that, I don't know. I mean, they're not going to be, maybe they try to trade up somehow and get Marvin Harrison Jr., but I feel like if Chicago's got the opportunity to get both, they're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to get both. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, because they understand what everyone understands is, yes, a young quarterback can change your franchise. And maybe the Panthers had no other choice. Maybe they felt they had no other choice and the deal wouldn't get done without DJ Moore. So they just did the deal and they'll work on the receiver later, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
But you can't expect that. I just looked it up. PFF grades the Carolina Panthers 30 out of 32 in pass blocking.
Okay, well,
So,
there you
to
go.
your
There's
point,
another big part of
He
it.
does not have time, and his receivers don't get open. So he looks bad. They're 1-9, but
Ugh.
be patient. Don't call him a bust quite yet. There's a reason why him and CJ Stroud are friends. They've come up together.
Yeah, true.
Most of the time, if you don't compete enough with the next guy, you kind of get left in the dust. I don't think that happened with them. So
True.
Bryce Young is good still. Let's wait this out. Give him a weapon.
Yeah, they
give
need
him a line.
multiple. Yeah.
And let's see what can happen of it. They traded away. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's not there anymore. DJ Moore's not there anymore.
Yeah, but that was also the trade during the season last year before they knew they were going to end up
True,
trying
true.
to get that pick
Yeah,
for Bryce.
yeah. No,
Because
but
if
I'm
you
just
knew
saying,
you were
like,
going
they
to
had weapons.
yeah.
Then
If
don't
they would have
anymore.
somehow known they were going to end up with Bryce, they probably would have kept McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, that would have given him a safety outlet, right?
At least,
shoot.
yeah,
I mean,
somebody
McCaffrey
else
would
to
be
look
busy,
at.
dude. He'd be busy this year. So
always
yeah,
busy,
I
man.
say, yeah, very true. Although he did have his strap. Oh my gosh, his streak snapped.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they tried to get it to him though. They tried all the way to the last possession to try to get it. Just a couple yards short on that last try. Couldn't get it in.
The other thing that we wanted to wrap up with football,
Oh, this
which
is
is
so sad.
some sad stuff, but it's just weird stat that I found, a couple of them, honestly, about the local hometown Los Angeles Chargers. We always talk about how Chargers charge,
so
but there's
bad.
nothing more mediocre than the Chargers. Mediocrity is their middle name. I know everyone likes to say the Cowboys always run 8-8, and I believe they do as well. But there's nothing more middle than the Chargers. You want to give me this first one, bro?
Okay, so this is before their game on Sunday against the Packers. So this
So, yeah,
slightly
okay.
off by one, but in the existence of the Chargers going into Sunday's game, they had a record all time of 482 and 482 and 11. It's like the most 500
Win-loss,
you could
win-loss,
possibly
yeah.
ever
Okay.
be, and that's almost 1,000. That's over 1,000 games.
Yeah.
That's a large sample. It's not like 10, 15 game sample size. Not good. And then the other part of it is since Herbert's been there, he's 29 and 29 as a starter. So it's like, I don't understand where it's literally just even across the board.
Yep.
And then we'd wonder why they're always in one score games.
Yeah.
Because everything they do is 500. It's one up, one down, one up,
Yep.
one down. I don't get it. The craziest part to me about it too is this last part.
Okay.
Since Herbert's first start, they've scored 1,502 points. And they've allowed 1,502 points.
Okay.
I don't get how that's even possible. And that's with two different coaches. The first year that Herbert or two was there,
Anthony Lynn, right?
Anthony Lynn was coaching. So it's not like it's just Brandon Staley doing this.
No.
This is the entire existence of the franchise. 482, and 11.
Wow. Yeah, dude, that is mediocrity epitomized right
Ugh.
there. That is just what it is. Middle. The only other best or better example of that, and that's truly how I feel about this person, he's a champion, I cannot knock him, is Eli Manning. I
Yeah.
think he finished like 200 and 200. I think that was his like record. He'd won exactly the amount of games that he lost. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
The only person to beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's
Yep.
lost 3 times in the Super Bowl. One of them was fluke.
Nick
by
Foles.
Nick Foles. Shout out, I mean, hey, Super Bowl's not the Super Bowl itself, but the fact that Nick Foles just came out of freaking nowhere and decided to be the best version of himself for one day.
Well, really for like a month and a half at the end of that
Oh, yeah,
season
true.
once
Towards
they
the end,
lost
after
Wentz.
Carson
Probably
Wentz
about
lost,
6
yeah.
to 8 weeks.
Yeah. That was it. As soon as that season was over, Nick
was
Foles was
never-
never Nick Foles again. So,
Nope.
yeah, that was super, super random. But moreover, went back and looked. There was a post that went back and looked at the previous 12 games. Now, this one does actually include the Packers game.
Okay.
So the previous 12 games before for the Chargers, okay? This is just how they just blow it, okay? Listen to the wins too. I specify the wins here. They lose by 3 points.
Okay.
One score game. They
Yep.
lose by 1 point in the playoffs. That was the Jags game.
Oh,
where
the
where they had
30-point
20
comeback.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Where they were
Nice.
up huge. So they lose by 1.
God.
Then they lose by 2. Then they lose by 3 in overtime. Oh, they get a win. Who do they beat? They beat Kirk Cousins. Okay. I think that's actually a pretty good win.
It's a
But the
decent
Vikings
win.
aren't good this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's not a good win as a
At
whole.
least not at that point. They were.
Right. They beat Aiden O'Connell, rookie, for the Raiders, who are in the division, so it's a good win and are above them right now. But the Raiders at that point weren't that good. And
No,
Aiden O'Connell
they still
was
had
only
Josh McDaniels
Exactly,
coaching.
Josh
so-
McDaniels. He was only in because Garoppolo was hurt, not because Garoppolo was benched like he is now. Then they lose by 3. Then they lose by 14.
Okay, one bad game.
Yeah, that was to the Chiefs.
Makes sense.
It's the Chiefs. It is what it is. Then you beat Tyson Bagent.
Who?
Yeah, mhm, correct. Yep. Then you beat Zach Wilson.
Oh, we talked about that. Yeah.
He not
already.
only just got benched, he got really tossed down the bench, right? You said
yeah,
third string.
string
Yeah,
behind
ouch.
Trevor Siemian now.
Then you lose by 3, and then you lose by 3.
dude, I don't understand. It's weird. I went to a lot of Charger games in junior high and high school. My dad, we would drive down to San Diego once a year and go to a game. And now I'm thinking about a lot of the games did come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Like every game was like,
I guess. Right?
okay, well, they're going to win on a field goal or lose, or they're going to score on this touchdown. They're not like pretty much most games, if not all of them, were right down to the wire. There might have been one game that it was like out of hand by the third quarter that I can remember, but that might have been against the Browns. And that was Tim Couch. That was Tim Couch Browns. That's how bad. That's how long ago that was.
How many freaking quarterbacks have they had since then? Right?
I don't know. We should look that photo up of that guy with Couch and all the names taped on. Oh my gosh,
It's nuts.
the list
That's
gets
nuts.
longer and longer. And now with Watson out and DTR playing, and then who knows about Flacco could be at some point next on the
my
practice
God.
squad.
Actually, I really hope DTR does well, man.
Yeah, I have nothing
Especially because
against
he came
him.
from UCLA. I'm not a UCLA fan, but I've always been a Pac-12 fan. If I had to pick one, I'm fighting on. But I don't try to pick one. I just root for the whole
Yeah,
Pac-12.
that's what we want. We want Pac-12 to end strong.
Exactly. Okay, enough football. We talked about football the whole damn episode. Besides the obvious awesomeness.
Actually, you lied. We have one more.
Oh, we do. Oh yeah, that's right.
Favorite Thanksgiving Day NFL performances.
Okay.
So you did forget one.
I did forget one. I'm sorry, bro. Okay, so we're not done with football. See, I was just tricking you guys, making sure you guys are paying attention.
I am.
know how much you guys like football. Okay, so let me go first.
Go for it. Go for it.
Because this one is kind of crazy. I think I remember watching this game. So the Patriots they're playing the Lions. This is in the heart of the Patriots dynasty. It's 2010.
Oh yeah.
It seems to be like a no worries kind of game, right? Okay, which is fine. I understand that. Yeah, well, it's the Lions back in 2010. Who did they have? Matt Stafford and that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, of course, the Patriots probably had it better off. But let me tell you the performance that I saw that day. Tom Brady, 21 of 27,
Oof.
341 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Damn.
Absolutely carved it up. But the thing is, absolutely perfect passer rating, just like Brock Purdy did.
Yep.
However,
Last week.
on Thanksgiving in the bright lights, 158.3 passer rating. Perfect game for him. Perfect game
Dude.
for him. That's the one that I remember.
That is definitely a perfect game. Very good as Brady, as you said, in the middle of his prime too. At that point, 2010. That's like after the first loss to Manning before the second one. So
Yep.
still in that run of every year in the playoffs, AFC title games,
Deep runs.
But I went a different route. I went with the game that Randy Moss had against the Cowboys his rookie year.
Yes.
When he got mad about them not drafting him, and he had 3 catches for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It's one of the most famous stat lines in NFL history.
I mean,
besides that
you look
Jerome
at the
Bettis one.
average; it says 54.3 yards a catch. That's
Dude,
insane.
He's covering over half the field every time he touches the ball, and every time he touched the ball that day, he touched pay dirt.
Oh man,
What was the reason why you said that he had some a little bit extra
so
fire? in
he
him, right?
thought he was going to get drafted by the Cowboys in this draft before this, and for
Out of
whatever
Marshall.
reason, Jerry Jones went another way, and I think the next pick or one after, the Vikings took them, and then at training camp or whatever that year, Randy told a couple of players like, when we go to Dallas, like I'm
Watch
gonna show them that they should have taken me. He did 3 catches for 3 touchdowns, 163 yards.
Dude,
That's all I needed to know.
Yeah,
They
that's
definitely
awesome.
messed up on that
That's a
one.
good one. 3, yeah. I mean, basically, just if he touches the ball, he's gone.
Yeah, 54 yards a catch. That's crazy.
That's nuts. Over half the field, literally. Okay.
So now no more football. You're not lying anymore.
Okay, no, that. Okay, but we have 2 things. One of them I have here, but the other one I just want to ask you. LeBron James became the first player. Obviously, he's the highest scoring player, so obviously he'd be the first one and only one to do this. Became the first player to ever reach 39,000 points the other night.
It's crazy.
He did so on a 3-point shot, which is very un-LeBron, to be honest with
True.
you. The breaking the record was more of a LeBron shot with a little fade away from the key and the 3-point or from the free throw line.
Yep.
But yeah, opinions on that? He's doing work right now in year 21.
Countdown to 40,000. He's going to be the first guy to do it. I mean,
That's
1,000
crazy.
points. He averages probably between 15 to 2,000 a year, I would guess, in a season.
He averages 25 a game basically.
Okay,
So.
and he's shooting lights out right now. And they even talked to him after not this past game. I think the in-season tournament game. Mike Trudell interviewed him on Spectrum and asked him like, are you just like in the zone? He's like, yeah, I guess. Like I don't really feel that good yet. Like he's not even feeling 100% or like at his best, and he's shooting like I think he's got his best 3-point shooting percentage.
I know. I always give him
career at
crap
this
about it,
point.
Corey, because
I'm
because he starts chucking them up like crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has scored 39,000 points. He thinks he can make every shot he takes.
Well,
Probably.
it's not true. Okay, that's the one thing that you're not good at is threes. You're not bad at it. I'm not saying you're atrocious, but when you're cold. To me, I think I've told you this before.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think he's like Steph where he should shoot his way out of it. He needs to drive to the rack, see the ball go in maybe once or twice,
Get to the free throw line, work your way
yes.
back.
then step out and take the 3 again. Steph, Clay, Trey Young, those types of players, yes, they can shoot their way out of it.
Yeah,
By all
absolutely.
means, please. Steph shoots from. I mean, he's just set from the bench and starts shooting. That doesn't matter, man. He can shoot his way out of it. LeBron,
No, not
watch
the
him go
same.
in, drive the rack, dunk on some people, get that confidence back up, then drain the shot. That's all I'm
Which, I
saying.
mean, you're talking about confidence, man. Scoot Henderson, I think he might possibly be losing it as
yeah,
we're talking.
he has no confidence as of right now.
Oh,
That's
man,
unfortunate.
I can't believe this. Portland has already had to send him down after. Was he sent down, or did he have an injury and they're just sending him back there for conditioning? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know if about the injury, to be honest with you. I haven't been following the Trailblazers all that much right now. Ever since Dame left, it's kind of just like Scoot Henderson. And we had seen in the draft that he wasn't very good at shooting. So
No, he wasn't.
I wasn't going to see how this is panning out. But definitely the conditioning thing is the thing I saw. I don't know if it's because of injury or if it's
Okay.
just because they think he's like Zion and out of shape. But right now he's averaging 8.8 points, 2.2 rebounds, 4.6 assists. But that's not the terrible part, which is bad for the
Yeah.
number 2 or 3 overall pick? 3.
3, I believe. Yeah.
He's shooting 36.6% from the field.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be great if it was a 3-point.
yeah. That's all you're gonna say.
No. Do you want to hear his 3-point?
I mean, it can't be good.
9.5%.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Well, like we talked, we knew Scoot couldn't shoot anyway, but
No.
I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. But part of it too is the Blazers are rebuilding. They have a lot of young guys.
Yeah,
Him, Anthony Simons. The only real veteran they have now, I guess, would be Ayton and Jeremy Grant. But-
Jeremy Grant, yeah. But they're trying to shop him too.
well, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. If he's got a big contract, you can get multiple pieces
He's
of
got a
draft picks
huge
and move
contract. They
him
gave
out of
him
there.
way too much money.
Yeah,
They
well,
gave
that
him
was partially they
160
thought they were
to
going to
keep
have Dame around.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now that he's not there, I guess you got to change
Off
your
and on.
plans.
Yep.
and
I
see
mean,
what you
there's
gotta do.
going to be some dumb team that picks him up. He's not dumb because the contract is big, is all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
He's a good player. I would take him for like $20 million a year, not like $40 million a
Yeah,
year.
he's making
I think
a lot.
Yeah, I think
It's
he's kind of
kinda-
crazy like that.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, man, we made it through another episode, and a different type of episode, different style than we're used to. Obviously, being in the same room.
I know. I kind of liked it. We should do more stuff like this. I think we talked about it. We might try to figure out a way to do other types of things like this. Some surprises kind of coming forward. We don't really know. It's up in the air, but we're trying to keep it fresh.
Yep.
Trying to keep it interesting here. Trying to bring you guys stories that you like and things that
My,
you need to know.
My work life should be a little more normal in December, which will make it easier for us to try to do a couple more different things and try these things and see what else we can do
Yeah, yeah. And before you actually go to where are you going? Ohio, right? For Christmas?
for Christmas.
Maybe
yeah.
we could try to do something together. Maybe I'll drive out to your place.
Okay.
I'll bring the cam so we can kind of see
There
it
we
and
go.
stuff like
Okay.
that. We
All
could
right.
do one there. We'll do a person there. So
for sure.
we'll see what we can do. But yeah, if you do want to check out more of these episodes, where can they find us, man?
Yeah, always can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you just want to listen to the audio version, or if you want to check out the YouTube version, which we're on here, just search Our View from the Bench on any of those platforms.
Don't forget to follow us also on Twitter and Instagram at Our View FTB.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to dinner pretty much right now, man.
Yep.
How's the rest of your week or weekend looking?
Well, tomorrow is Nets. There is a Ducks game tomorrow at 12:30. We always have a game on Black Friday,
Okay, what
but
time you start?
8 o'clock.
Oof,
Because tomorrow we are giving the 30th anniversary jerseys for sale for the first time to the fans. And if you pre-ordered, you're picking them up tomorrow for the first time. So I can say that now because by the time this is on YouTube tomorrow, it'll already be over. So this isn't a secret anymore once this is going to be posted
Woo!
on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working basically 10 of the last 12 days, at least 10, 12 hours a day every day, pressing all these jerseys and getting these all situated. We stayed late after last night's game to get the store set up for Friday. So I don't have to be there at 6:30. So 8's a little better. So I'm glad I ate all that.
Okay, because I could have swore you told me you had to be there at
It
6.
was
When you
gonna
told me
be.
that, I was like, damn, I thought he said he was going to be there early.
Yeah, we changed and decided to go late last night. So I was there till almost 1 last night. So
Okay, well, I
give
do
us
Why
a little
not?
extra time.
Dude, I
tomorrow.
would rather. I mean, you got Thanksgiving and stuff.
Right?
Why
And
not
I
sleep in
ate
a little
enough.
bit?
I think I'm going to fall asleep, no problem. tonight.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm
We
going to
should
go
be
eat
good.
right now and fall asleep. I can't wait.
But
Can't wait.
other than that, I'll just be working most of the weekend. I think Sunday I'm actually off, so I'm going to stay in bed all day and
That's what's
just watch football.
The
So,
jersey that it was the one that for the game that I went to, right? There's
Yeah, the one they were wearing,
Dude, that
the new
jersey is
30th.
so cool, bro.
they
That
are
jersey's so
very
cool.
beautiful. If you want to buy one, AnaheimTeamStore.com or come by the Honda Center. They are beautiful, and I hope we sell them all out.
And for those who have already ordered it, enjoy it, bro.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
looks awesome. You're gonna freaking look awesome rocking it.
Heck yeah.
I like all of it. So cool, man. Well, yeah, I ain't got much this weekend. It's a nice weekend off. I don't go back to work till Monday. I got
Oh,
Thursday
lucky.
obviously off today, and Friday I got tomorrow off. So I don't go back till Monday. I'm just gonna be relaxing, man. I'm gonna be working on
Perfect.
this kind of stuff, trying to make some clips and things like that. Other than that, yeah, dude. Anyways, I appreciate everybody kind of hanging out, and thank you for seeing things from RV from the bench. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Corey, and like we always say, enjoy the sports until we talk again.
Peace. Hello.